All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Lucky Underdog podcast presented by Believe Network and Bally Sports. I'm CJ Prosise, and I'm back with my dog. You already
Yo,
know.
yo, yo, what's good? It's Devin Butler in here, man. Y'all already know what time it is. We're here to talk about the underdogs and the Irish. We're here to cover those people that don't normally get the clout that they deserve. They put in their work. They're them lunch pail guys. They come through, they do their work, and they have their fun too. We're here to cover those guys, man. And the Irish, of course.
Always, always, always. So,
Mhm.
man, tough one this week. Tough one this week, man. The Irish, we talked about a little last week. They might come out a little flat. We had two emotional games. Ohio State lost, had our woes. Duke had our woes, found a way to win, go out to Louisville and get smacked. Man,
Yeah.
what happened to the Irish, man? What happened to us? Like what's
Man, I
going
think
on?
they hit a wall. It felt like they hit a wall physically and mentally.
Mhm.
Like from the coaching to the interior to the missed tackles and the defense. Like it was just all bad. Like
Yeah,
nothing was what we needed it to be in order to win that game. Like we didn't execute on any fronts, and that was it was tough to watch, man. It was a rough weekend for me, man. I ain't gonna lie. I had a rough
yeah,
one.
oh yeah. I'm sure the Cowboys, Irish, man, couldn't catch a dub, couldn't catch a dub. But
Couldn't catch a dub,
I
bro. Yeah.
definitely think all like the mistakes, everything that we've kind of like compounded through the season, it all just caught up with us in that game. Like all from the fumbles and Hartman ain't throw a pick yet, but then all of a sudden like he's throwing picks and then the O line not blocking and all this stuff is just pounding up. Defense missing tackles, all the it missed a tackle to go for big runs, and it's been happening all season. So it just kind of all compounded. Every phase couldn't get it going. Man, it was like you said, it was tough to watch, bro, because it's like we was just getting outmanned. I mean, I think I saw Joe Alt just get put on his butt, and then Hartman gets
Yeah.
sacked. It's like,
Bro, it was almost like a total team collapse in a way.
yeah,
Like it was tough to watch. I know we had some injuries on the D line. I mean, on the O line. We had some guys that were shuffling around in there. But you got a tough stretch of games. But
mhm,
that's what you practice for. That's what you go so hard for in the summer for this stretch.
exactly,
Like this isn't just a stretch of games that they thought was going to be tough. Now, once the season started, they knew this was going to be the tough stretch. Last year, when the schedule came out, they knew this was going to be the tough stretch. So all spring, all summer, they was practicing and preparing with that in mind. But yeah, it just it sucks. Sometimes you compete, and sometimes it just you come up short. Like
yeah,
I think they had all the heart to want to win. They had all the will, but they just got outwilled and a little bit
yeah.
outcoached, in my opinion.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely, absolutely,
yeah, it was definitely. I mean, Sam Hartman had 5 turnovers. That's tough.
yeah,
That's tough to win like that. Like and
absolutely.
even there was like a glimmer of hope at the end of the game. Like when we scored and we got the ball back, I'm like, hold on now, like
Yeah, we might can do something.
we might could do something now. The game ain't all the way over, but then that last interception just iced it. So
Yeah.
it was tough,
Yeah,
man. That
and
shit.
like I mean, to Hartman's credit, man, like I'm not gonna say he had a bad game. Like he obviously had a lot of turnovers, but he ain't have nobody to throw the ball to, and he ain't have no time to throw the ball. And I mean, I'm not, the guy, I'm never going back a transfer, like especially 6 year transfer. Like, hey, you supposed to be out there, you got to do your stuff. Like, they coming for you, better be ready to get that ball out. But I mean, he ain't have much time to make many plays out there. It was definitely a tough game for him. Kind of shades of the game he had at Wake Forest against those guys too. So it's like, man, I guess we just maybe they just got his number. Maybe they just know exactly what to do in the Hartman. They got just Hartman just circled in their playbook. Like, hey, we know how to
Yeah,
do this guy.
he don't. I don't know. Maybe he go to Kentucky and I don't know. He getting some bourbon in the system before the games. I don't know, man. But it's tough though. Like I can understand how going into a hostile environment, going against a place that you already had bad history there,
Mm,
like that's a super psych job. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's tough for any player, especially a quarterback. So those guys have some of the toughest mental battles week in and week out.
absolutely. It's
So
definitely
I feel for the guy. I feel
it's
for the guy, and I think he'll bounce back. Like
yeah,
I don't think that this is something that's gonna maintain for the rest of the season. I don't think this is fire the staff kind of situation. But definitely, some people definitely might be on the hot seat though, in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
I don't know the OC. I
Yeah,
wasn't.
we can get right into that
I
staff.
wasn't feeling with that, bro. I wasn't feeling some of those play calls. Like,
I mean, and I think the last couple of weeks, I mean, the play calling has been very conservative. I don't think many people is really feeling, we had that crazy hot start, but we weren't playing against
mhm,
anybody. We playing against, we playing against scrubs, and we beating scrubs. So it's like, all right, we look good. We look really putting up 40 points. But now it's like, oh, we
yeah,
get some injuries. Now guys can't get open, and it's like, now we can't even run the ball. Like, I mean, we barely even could run the ball the last 2 weeks. So it's like we got them. We
yeah.
supposed to have the best O line in the country, and we had the best one of the best
Had
running
the
backs.
leading, we had the
We
leading
was
rusher
leading
in the
rushing.
country, like the
Yeah,
leading rusher
and
in
we
college
couldn't even, we couldn't
football.
even run the ball. So it's like, man, like what we doing? Like, where is that explosiveness that we had, early on? And where'd it go? Is the players are still there? So it's like, what's the problem? You know?
Yeah, I feel like it's got to be partially motivation in a way, because everybody's prepared, everybody is
Hmm.
healthy to an extent, everybody's trained up, and they got the background to be able to do what they need to do
Hmm.
throughout the season. They've strength trained all summer, so it's got to be some motivation. People maybe getting a little too ahead of themselves and looking down the line, and maybe they thought that this was just going to be a easy one after Duke, but yeah, this they definitely might have got their eyes too far down the field on that one. In my
No,
opinion, that's what it looked like to me.
absolutely,
They
absolutely.
thought they was gonna come in and bully those boys, and yeah, they came out and they was the bullies.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I had that feeling against Duke because we just that game against Duke really showed a lot to me from our team perspective because it's like we had the chance to go in and blow Duke out. Like Duke gave us every opportunity. They were missing field goals, giving us like just we were converting, fake punts and stuff like, and then we still couldn't blow them out. I'm like, that showed a lot to me. I'm like, I don't know if we really got it to be a contender because I mean, when you playing against a team that's giving you the game, you got to take it. You got to take
Supposed
it,
to
and
take it.
and then especially you on the road and you're in there you're in a hostile environment in a top 25 game. Yeah, that crowd gonna be live.
Oh
Anytime
yeah,
any stadium you go to is probably gonna be unless you go into like a Clemson or a Alabama or something like that. It's most likely gonna be the most hype game of their season or of their
mhm.
their whole their whole football
Oh yeah.
career. Like
We
so
Notre
you
Dame is
gotta be
everybody's
ready.
Super Bowl.
You feel
Everybody's
me? It's
Super Bowl
everybody's
when
Super Bowl,
Notre
so you
Dame is
gotta be
on
ready to play anytime. And,
there.
the Michael Mayer offense ain't gonna work no more.
Yeah,
I love Mitchell Evans. He's a hell of a player,
yeah,
but we
yeah,
can't just keep throwing it to the tight end. Like the
yeah.
tight end's like, I mean, he a good player, but he's not gonna get it done for us when we need to go play against some. We got to play against some dogs, and
Yeah, those receivers gonna have to make some plays. Like
yeah, for
I
sure.
saw the walk on that had the touchdown. The dude that plays lacrosse, I forget his name, but he's definitely hell of an underdog going on.
Yeah,
I just
for
heard
sure.
Freeman
Absolutely.
saying he was going to be on football scholarship and not lacrosse scholarship anymore. So
Hmm.
big ups to him. Shout out to him,
Yeah, that's
man.
the ultimate
Yeah.
underdog. The ultimate
Ultimate, brother.
underdog.
So yeah,
Man,
big
shout out.
shouts out to you, man. But he's gonna have to get in there and make some more plays.
Yeah.
Rico Flores is gonna have to continue to make some better plays and be more consistent with the way he's making plays. But yeah, those receivers gonna have to step up, brother. Like
Yeah.
that's been kind of the question that we started talking about at the
Start of the
beginning of the
season, right?
show
Yeah.
in the beginning of the season was, what are these receivers gonna do? And we was hoping that Sam Hartman was gonna make somebody's career, make somebody, one of those mainstays and one of those household names of Notre Dame fans. But
Mhm.
no, it's looking tough right now, bro.
It's looking tough. I mean, it's not like we don't have the guys in that room that can't do it. We got
Yeah,
all the physical traits. Obviously, we had some injuries. I don't know. Jaden Thomas still looks a little hobbled. I know
yeah,
Great House. I don't know if he's back yet, but once we get those guys back and healthy, we'll definitely be getting a little bit more separation out there. But man, like the offense is looking stale, real stale. And I mean,
yeah.
I think it's one thing. I mean, one thing I saw that where we were really excelling at early on, where we were rotating the backs heavily. Like Estimate might get 2 carries, then somebody else in. I haven't seen that as much. I've seen a little bit more Estimate, and obviously he's the guy and he deserves to be the guy. But I think that using that stable of running backs really was helping us, kind of create that offense, and I think we kind of missing that right now.
No, definitely. I think the
Now.
freshman back definitely needs to get more carries. Uh,
Absolutely.
let me look up his name. I'm blanking on his name
There's
right now.
Jadarian Price. There's
Yeah, Jeremiah Love though. That's the
Jeremiah
one that
Love.
really needs to get.
Yeah,
Every time he
Jeremiah
touched the
Love.
ball, it felt like every time he touched the ball during the game, he was running he was running hard with a
Mhm.
purpose. He was getting yards, yo. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't
And,
care if
when,
you're a
and that's
freshman,
just that,
feed the
like,
man.
you feel me? And that's just that change of pace because he might be getting like they might have been preparing for estimate a whole week, and they like, all
Mm-hmm.
right, we might not even be thinking about they might have prepared for a little bit for him, but hey, he get in there, he coming out. Oh, we weren't ready for this dude coming out all quick.
Whole different
You put
change of
Esme
pace.
in there,
Yeah.
and now he banging him. Now he get him in there 15, 20. Esme get 4
Mm-hmm.
or 5. And it's just kind of like that, man. I think that was what they were really missing. I think we were really just trying to force it a lot. Force the run with Estime.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, obviously he's a hell of a back, and he's gonna run. He gonna get us. He's our guy, but we really gotta. I feel like when we were using that stable of backs, when we were really putting. That's when we were putting up all them points.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think one of the biggest keys and the scariest thing for me when it comes to this team is another week of struggling on third down. Like anytime
Yeah.
that, like
Third-
whenever you struggle on third down as an offense, like that's tough to win. It's gonna be tough to win football games if you can't convert on third down on offense. You
Third and
can't
short
stay on
too.
the
It's
field.
like,
You know what I'm saying? Like just yeah,
and
it
it's
was
like
rough, man. I'm a
self-inflicted
little
stuff.
dejected, bro. I'm hurt, man. I'm hurt,
No,
man.
for sure. Because it's like a lot of self-inflicting stuff, like false
Hmm.
starts, tackles for loss, penetration in the run game. Like everybody knows the penetration in the run game kills the run game. And it's like they were just penetrating all night. I'm pausing that. But just like I said, man,
That
we
was
just it
crazy. That was
was
definitely
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, that
Crazy.
was wild.
It was crazy.
That was wild,
But
son.
no, but third and short, man, that's something, man. We just gotta we gotta fix that because that's been 3 weeks in a row, basically. I mean, even start going back to Ohio State, we couldn't convert 3rd and 1, and
At
that's the
all.
reason why we couldn't win that game. So, man, it's a lot. It's a lot we got to fix in this week because USC, that
Yeah.
offense is and Caleb Williams is the real deal.
They
He's
coming
going
to play,
to
man.
be the number one pick. I don't. There ain't no questions
Yeah.
about it. There is no ifs, ands, and buts. Like people tanking for Caleb Williams right now.
Oh,
So it's
you know it. You
you
know
feel
it.
me.
I
So
mean, yeah. So that and they got a really really powerful offense. Like they can do a lot. Like he can run it. He can throw
mhm.
it to Jerry Rice's son, number
Yeah,
16. He can throw it to multiple different receivers that all make plays after the
yeah.
catch too,
After the catch,
which is kind of playing on our weakness right now with all
right?
these
Because we
missed
can't
tackles.
tackle to save our life. Good
Mhm.
lord.
Yeah, and the thing that really USC struggled this week, they had a tough game against Arizona that came down to triple overtime. That was crazy. But one thing that USC did well that scares me is they was running the ball real well that game. I mean,
Mhm.
Caleb had 3 rushing touchdowns, and their running backs was just running like toting on them boys. Like,
Yeah,
so yeah, we're gonna have to really tackle. Like they're gonna have to really man up and tackle. I mean, I think that we match up pretty well with them in terms of DBs and in coverage. So I'm not too worried about that. I think it's definitely gonna be a lot of Caleb extending plays and a
yeah.
lot of him running around, which is something that hurt us last year for when we played them. So yeah, it's gonna be another long Saturday. I feel like that's gonna be
Mhm.
another long Saturday night, man.
Well, yeah, definitely. And I mean, I know them boys this week gonna be doing a lot of tackling drills.
Oh
The
yeah, got
tackling is
to.
going to be the emphasis because it's been atrocious, especially on the back end. We just letting we missing tackles on second, third level, and then guys just getting big runs. That's
Hmm.
those tackles. They don't gotta be the prettiest tackles. You just gotta get them down. You feel me? You just gotta
Got
get them
to.
down somehow. We gotta figure that out. So I think this week them boys definitely gonna be working on tackling. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow, Intense Tuesday. Yeah, they're gonna be tackling a
Yeah,
lot tomorrow. They're gonna them
yeah,
pads
yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
the
yeah.
pads gonna be then sounding
Popping.
off tomorrow.
Pad's gonna be popping for sure. Got to. Man, we
Sounding
got
off
to.
tomorrow.
Cause something's gotta change, man.
Yeah,
Like we can't keep going down this road. Like and tackling is really an effort thing. Like
yeah,
whenever you talking about a defense, tackling is an effort and consistency thing. It's not something that's, super hard. Like that's not something that is hard to fix.
yeah,
Like it's something that you gotta want to do. You
yeah. You
gotta
got
want to go in there and wrap up. You gotta want to run to the ball, multiple hats to the ball every play. and there can be no excuses for it. And Marcus Freeman knows that he was a linebacker at a high level, and he
Right.
was a defensive coach at a high level. So I've got no doubt. And Al Golden, I know he's getting those boys right. I mean,
Mhm.
I definitely expect the defense to bounce back big. That's something that I got supreme confidence in right now.
Yeah.
I think the defense is going to be able to hold. I mean, because even in this game, they held Louisville to 14 in the first half, but 7 in the
Yeah.
first half, and then the
The turnovers ain't going. There's nothing you can do.
shit got out of hand, man.
Yeah.
Like
Once you start turning the
you
ball
can
over, ain't
only
nothing the defense can do. You feel me? Like
yeah. So it's
everybody looking
tough.
booty at that point.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I think the best thing that we can hope for is that Louisville wins the ACC title. Ohio State wins the Big Ten title, so that our only two losses are to two conference champions.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that'll at least do some favor for us. We got to win out the rest of these games. After this week, though, I mean, I think we got a really easy schedule. I mean, I'm gonna say easy, but
Yeah. I
it
mean,
calms down. That's for sure.
it comes. I mean, I think Clemson's still gonna be a tough battle for us. We got to go down to Death Valley.
Yeah,
Um,
that's always tough.
But I mean USC, Clemson, obviously those two gonna be tough. But after
Mhm.
that, it's gonna definitely go downhill a little bit.
Yeah.
But man, no, offense this week, man. I really feel like the offense got to just come out aggressive. I think that's what we've been missing, especially against USC. We always know like the physicality battle. We got to win that. They coming to South Bend playing at night. It might be cold. Who knows? But we got to win. We got to win the physicality battle at any point. Whenever USC come to town,
Mhm.
because we just know they coming from Cali. They coming from good weather, and you give Notre Dame ain't like all that. So that's so we know we got to win the physicality battle and going into this weekend. Obviously, they're gonna probably they're gonna have the flashy the speed, the playmakers, but we obviously match up really well with them on the outside defensively. Offensively, I feel like we just got to be aggressive, man. I don't think their defense is not good. Our defense is
Yeah.
weak, so we should be able to run through these boys, put up 30, 40 points on them, and I think it's definitely gonna be a shootout. I feel like it's gonna be a
Definitely.
shootout. So.
I
Um,
mean, watching that Arizona game and seeing the Arizona quarterback who was only on his second career start, diced them boys up for 4 touchdowns.
yeah.
Sam Hartman, who's in his sixth year, like, yeah, brother, we expecting similar results. Like, we
Right.
expecting
You feel
something
me?
of the same. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, we can't do no 175 passing yards and one touchdown and
One
two picks.
touchdown
Like,
and
no, that's
yeah.
not gonna win. That's not what we want from you. That's not
Yeah.
what we got. That's not what we brought you here for, brother.
That's not what we
We're
brought
looking
you.
for we're looking for those big game numbers. Like, we need 300. We need 4. We need you to look like you was in the Heisman race not too long
Right.
ago.
You feel me? Like
Like, do something amazing. Like, what the kids say on the Incredibles. Like, it's like, what are you waiting for? He said, I don't know, something amazing, I guess. Like,
something. Do something. You
show
feel
us some
me?
love, bro.
He's
Show us
being
some
he's just
love,
being
man.
the he's just being the everybody, we were hyping you up, thought you were the guy, and now you're
Yeah.
just kind of this you're just there. I mean, and this is a good question here. If we lose this game, is it time for Sam? If it is it time for the what's the backup's name? I always forget the
Angeli, Steve
Angeli's time.
Angeli, yeah.
I think it's
Man,
time.
it depends on how he plays. Honestly, I think it's a little disrespectful to bench the guy that came in for his last year. I don't think he's playing that bad to move him out of the way. I mean, if he
Mhm.
goes out there and has another 5 turnovers, I mean, I don't know. But yeah,
I mean,
if he at least
I guess it
plays well,
depends.
if he
Like,
plays decent, I wouldn't.
but like when do you say like, all right, this season is just chalk? If we lose, this season's chalk. We just moving on to next year. I mean, because his draft stock not gonna really change depending on us winning or losing. So him going to the
Yeah,
bench
you're
ain't
right.
gonna change much. You feel me? So
Yeah, that's a tough decision to
like
make. That's a tough
that's
one.
a tough
That
one,
is a
right?
tough one.
And that's the
Because you
that's
definitely
also
gotta start looking forward to next year at some point.
yeah,
Like, you definitely probably out of playoff contention at this point. Like,
for sure.
is out of playoff contention is so you lose one more, you really out of like significant bowl game contention. So I mean, you really might as well just make sure you're getting better for next year, especially Yeah, I mean, dang, you might be right, bro. It definitely.
Yeah, because
Dang,
it's like,
I'm easily swayed. That was easy. That was easy. How you swayed me right there. I just had to think about it for a little second. Like,
but no, I mean, I just think about it because I mean, obviously as a transfer, 6 year at that, you put a lot of stock, in obviously the team's play and how you play, and once that team goes to, once the record is like we're not gonna be contenders for the season, like really, what are you doing here at that point? I mean, everybody might not see this that way, but you probably got like 4 or 5 coaches in there. Like, hey, what's he? Why is he still the starter? We might as well go to next year. We might try to start developing a guy. That's
cold world right there.
the cold world. It is a cold world, but that's how, and that's how the cookie crumbles now. Because he in Dove commercials. He getting paid. So hey,
Getting paid, Slim.
getting paid. So listen, I mean, it comes with the territory. So if you ain't producing, they gonna look for the next guy who is.
Somebody got to make something shake. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting to see how this game plays out. I think it's definitely gonna say a lot about the rest of the season.
Hmm.
It's definitely gonna tell you everything you need to know about Marcus Freeman's team this year. I believe, and this last game is gonna let you know how much fight they got,
Yeah.
um, how well coached they are, how well disciplined they are, and how much they really believe in themselves. Because at the end of the day, Notre Dame, you got one of the best rosters in college football any week. Anybody that y'all line up
Yeah.
against, y'all can beat, y'all can compete and win. So if y'all believe that, then you should go out there and execute. You
Mhm.
shouldn't be thinking about no extra shit. It should all be focused, like Zoom focused on this week and what you need to accomplish. Because we don't lose to SC, especially at home.
For sure.
I know when we was there, we had 2 real nice wins against SC at home. My
Mhm.
freshman year, we had that end of the game winner joint. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that shit was so lit. And
Was
that
that
was
the
my
quarterback?
that was
The quarter-
with Nelson. That was with Nelson Aguilar and Marquise Lee. I forgot. I think that was Cole that got the pass breakup on fourth
Mhm.
down. It was either Cole or Kivari that got the pass breakup on
Yeah.
fourth down,
That
sealed the
was
win.
that was
Tough
fire.
one. Tough
Mhm.
one. And then, yeah, I know you remember that 2015 joint.
That game was just
Yeah, that
crazy.
was a classic one, bro.
That was a classic. That was a classic. I had
Mhm.
people come to me all the time talking that game. Like, hey man, that
Yeah.
USC game from 2015 was something else. Like it was, bro. It was a
Mhm.
crazy game. It was a fun one to be a part of.
Yeah,
But yeah, man,
that one was lit.
we indeed, man. We disappointed. We disappointed
Very.
a lot of fronts. I think Freeman made some mistakes. I mean, he's still. I mean, and people give him a lot of stuff, but he's
Hey,
still a
what do you
young.
think about that 4th and 11? What do you think about going for it on that 4th and 11, down
It's
11?
it's tough, man. It's tough because I felt
It
his
was
vibe.
hella desperate. It was hella
And
desperate.
what's the thing?
Like,
He was
that was
desperate, man. And
desperation.
I think I think just because the way the game was going, like we were just getting dominated. So
Yeah.
like we were just getting dominated in every phase of the game, and I think he just wanted something. He just wanted some type of spark. And obviously in like probably in the long run, it probably wasn't the best decision. But if we'd have got it, then it's a
Been looking like a
whole.
genius. He would have
You
been
feel
looking
me?
like a
It's a whole
genius,
nother, so it's just it's all in the perception of it. But I think, man, I mean, I'm not saying I disagree with it, but I definitely think it wasn't the right time for it. But yeah, I felt the vibe because even looking on TV, I'm like, man, we looking sorry right now. Can we
We
just
needed
we need
something. We
something
needed
like
something to
like we
shake,
just
yo.
O line not doing nothing, running backs, a quarterback, receivers like, and then your D line. I mean, the defense missing tackles. I'm like, man, we just. I mean, I felt it. So,
Yeah,
um,
it was a rough one.
I
It was a
wouldn't,
rough one.
I wouldn't, and obviously he's still a young coach too. Like, so he's emotions are a lot of emotions involved.
Yeah.
I mean, that's he ain't probably ain't been in a lot of those situations yet. So it's like I'm just trying to get out here and get my boys to compete at this point because
Man.
he already. I mean, at that point he probably knew like, man, if we don't win this game, we out. So I got to do
Yeah.
something to get these boys a spark.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like if we don't spark them, we ain't gonna win this game. And he couldn't spark it, so we ain't win it.
Yeah, it was that was a rough one to watch, man.
Yeah.
It was a great weekend of college football though in general. That Red
Mhm.
River rivalry game was crazy.
That was
Like,
a fun one
that
to
was
watch.
crazy.
That was
That
it was
was to see that Texas defense let them boys go 75 yards in a
in like
minute
a minute
with no timeouts. That was just
on like
atrocious.
3 plays too. Like it was like,
Like, that was just
like,
disgusting
damn,
defense, bro. I'm
y'all ain't
sitting
trying to win
here
this.
yelling. I know the DB coach hot. DB coach is mad, like livid, bro. Like, and he probably on the hot seat too. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But they got
Texas,
some ballers down there though. They got some ballers in that game though. It
yeah.
was some dogs.
That game is always, man. It's always fun to watch because it's like it's no defense gonna be played. No defense is gonna be a high scoring game. It's basically like a basketball game, almost watching like the score because you just know it's gonna be scoring back and forth, back and forth. It's basically, it's honestly, it literally comes down to who got the ball last most of the time. So Oklahoma
Yeah,
just
that was just crazy. That was the last time that they're gonna meet as Big 12,
Big 12,
the Big
right?
12 conference. Yeah, that's
Man,
nuts.
that is nuts. That is nuts. The
As
Texas
long
State
as I can
pair
remember.
crazy. Then when they during that weekend they play, man, it'd be can't even get parking out there.
Nah, I can only imagine, dog. I
Gotta
can
walk like a
only
mile to get a spot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, man, these Irish, they're gonna have to bounce back, man. They're gonna have to
Really,
really
big
show
time.
some grit. They're gonna have to show what they made of for real. Like,
Yeah.
this is where you see what your team is made of, if they built to last or if they just here for the flash.
When them seniors like, hey, we out of here, draft time, because that's really, that's how Notre Dame go. Once you lose a couple Notre Dame,
Mm-hmm.
Joe Walt, he like, I'm supposed to go top 5.
Man,
Let me just go ahead and
he's back.
I'm
Have
good.
we had a guy sit out of the bowl games?
Bowl game.
Yeah.
I
I don't
think
know. I
I
gotta.
don't
Yeah,
know.
probably though. I
I don't
don't
know.
know.
After the whole smooth thing, the sitting out wasn't as like big as
It's frowned upon.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
not as frowned
before
upon.
even like bro, even when we were in, I had messed up my ankle. They were forcing me to come back, and like it was frowned upon that I didn't play in that game, and I
Yeah,
had a grade 3 high ankle sprain.
yeah,
And
that's
like
crazy.
I'm like the year after kids wasn't even hurting. They wasn't even playing.
I'm
So
talking about, yeah, I'm good, man. So
I'm
this
good.
ain't even worth it.
It's not. I mean, obviously once they made the playoff, it really took away a significance of all the other bowl games, like
Yeah,
the Fiesta, all them Orange
all
Bowl.
that.
It don't even mean nothing no more because it's just now it's the playoff.
See you in the big games or not. That's
Exactly.
what it matters. That's all that matters,
Yeah, man.
man. But yeah, we'll
Yep.
see what Notre Dame does this
Got to
weekend.
bounce back. We got to beat SC. Got to beat SC.
Mhm.
That's the main focus.
The
Always.
main thing.
Yeah.
But as always, thank y'all for tuning in to the
Yeah.
Lucky Underdogs podcast, brought to you by Goodman Productions, by Believe Network. Thank y'all for tuning in. However, y'all watching on Valley Sports or on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, even if you bootlegging the joint. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. No matter what. Just tune in. Tell your friends. Tell your mama. Tell your auntie. Appreciate y'all, man.
Yes, sir. Predate.
As always, signing off. Devin Butler, man. We out of here.
Yeah. We out.